Hello again from my front porch. Oh, I thought you were going to do it again that time.
And it's your front porch?
Yeah.
I just walked in here. Right off the street.
Right off the street. So for those of you who don't know, I'm honored to have well, I don't know if honored is the word. That tripped me up.
Imposed upon to have.
But my brother Zene Zachary Smith. I'm really trying hard to say Zene now.
I appreciate it.
Well, because
that is my name.
That is his name, but for many years we did not call him that name because that's also our dad's name. And so when he was growing up, it had been confusing to have two Zenes, and so we all called him by his middle name, Zach. And so all those years growing up, nearly 20 years, he was Zach. And then all of a sudden he wants to become this big name celebrity singer. And there are a lot of Zachs out there already in the music business.
That's true.
There's only one Zene.
That we know of.
That we know of, yeah. But if there is others, we haven't heard of them.
That's true.
And so it made a lot of sense for you to shift to using the Zene name for that. But regardless, my brother, the internationally famous singer, is here. Well, yeah, it's not exaggerating. It's true. Just people in Germany and some other destinations, Europe.
Netherlands.
Yeah.
Russia.
Yep. So see, internationally and even in the United States.
That's true.
There's like 4 people in the United States. It's like,
yeah, total.
No, but seriously.
3 of them are my kids.
It's funny. I always hear singers and actors that have kids are always talking about, do your kids ever see you performing? Do they see you on TV? Do they see you in the movies? And for the most part, the standard thing is, yeah, but they don't care.
That rings true.
It's not that big a deal to those kids.
I can attest to that. I'll be at home working on a demo or something, and they'll walk in to my office while I'm in the middle and be like, "Hey, can we have a snack?" And I'm like, "Well, you can now. We just ruined this take." But so that's true. They just celebrity is all about perspective, yeah. I think.
So what you're telling us is you're going to be releasing an album of child interruptions.
That's the name of the next record.
Yeah,
it's called Child Interruptions. And then in parentheses it's going to say that's why we didn't have any more.
So we only had to do one album. But my brother is here actually up from Oklahoma, where we don't get to see as much of him, which, they say absence makes the heart grow fonder, so we're pretty fond of him. But he's up from Oklahoma because we're actually doing some stuff with our folks this weekend, helping around their house do some things, and so
really exciting stuff.
Yeah, so he came up to lend a hand. Look at those muscles. See, man, put them to use. When you do it that way, they look so. But again, he is a singer on your own solo work, but then also is the lead front man for the band Fight the Fade.
That's where the international stuff comes into play.
How long has Fight the Fade been around?
Since technically since '09, but more in our current
configuration.
Yeah, well. Musical style. It's probably more like 2010 or 11 when that's about when I joined the band. So
okay, all right. Well, yeah. And then the rest, as they say, is history. Now, just to round out the bragging rights thing here, we were talking about online downloads of songs last night. And
well, not downloads, more like streams.
Streams, okay, yeah. Streamings. So for streamings, and this would be a worldwide number. What did you say you're standing at now? Or the band is at?
I don't know off the top of my head now. I know we have several songs that have gone well over 1 million streams. I think 5 million and change is our top song.
Wow. That's pretty good.
But we have others that are gaining on it, and we're always writing new music that we hope reach that level as well.
And you've written a lot of the songs that Fight the Fade does. Majority of them.
Yeah, I've written the lyrics for the vast majority of the songs we've put out. I would say probably 99.8%. But as far as writing as a whole, Tyler is my main writing partner, and there's just something about the lightning in the bottle when you find the right people to work with. So
it's like Lennon and McCartney.
yeah. Who's that?
Who's that? They're well, Paul McCartney. He played with his band called Wings. I don't know.
I thought he was in that band that ripped off the Monkees.
Oh yeah, that's them. Yeah. But while he's in town, because he is musically oriented, we did make it out to take in some music last night. But we didn't just take in random music. We went to the Greenwood Lounge here in Des Moines because a performer named Randy Burke and his band were playing, and
they were awesome. By the way.
Yeah, they are awesome. Randy's awesome. Everybody in his band is awesome. But there was one specific band member that you wanted to make contact with.
Yeah, Todd Mason, fantastic bass player. And I've known him for a really long time. In fact, he was the bass player for my very first gig where I played my own songs for the very first time.
And that was in Jefferson,
I was in Jefferson. I want to say that was an event that we did outside the skating rink, I want to say.
Wow.
But we hadn't seen each other in at least 15 to 20 years or something like that. And
you both have changed a bit.
Just a little bit. Yeah. Todd is in much better shape than I am now. So,
Todd lost a lot of weight. Like, he lost a whole person.
I'm so proud of him.
Yeah,
And he's still killing it on the bass. And it was great to get to go and see him in action again.
Honestly, I think Todd Mason is now one of the best bass players in this area.
I believe that. He plays not just for Randy, but he also plays with Bob Pace and the Dangerous Band.
Yeah. In fact, he'll be there this Friday night.
That's right.
Playing with
As
Bob.
of recording this, that is tomorrow night.
Yeah. This is Thursday, which hopefully this will get posted still yet Thursday. So, but anyway, so we went. We got to enjoy the show, but of course you can't take an internationally famous singer with you. To a place where music is being done, especially where it's being done with the member of that band having history with him, and him not do at least one song with his band. Now, I will say the little secret is they had the whole list of the songs you could choose from. Out of the whole list, there's only one he could pick.
I had two total that I could probably do, but there was only one that I knew well enough to confidently do.
Yeah.
So, and it was a lot of country western kind of style music.
Well, Randy Burke is heavily influenced by Johnny Cash, but I'd say mainly the Sun Records
era
group,
of music,
including Elvis and Roy Orbison and Jerry Lee Lewis and
right.
Those guys. So it's not surprising when you look down through the list. Now it's funny because like Johnny Cash, when he started, he wasn't a country singer; he was a rock and roll singer.
Right.
And that just blows people's minds now because we all think of him as a country singer now. That's what he became. But all of those performers, they all started with that same sound or that same environment there at Sun Records, which is awesome, really cool. Anyway, the reason I'm telling you that is because he sang and I got video of it. So here we go. And not only does he get to sing with Randy Burke, he sings the Johnny Cash song. Not only does he sing he sings the Johnny Cash song. Okay, so and it's one of my favorite songs.
It was passable.
So but I don't know. Todd already commented on Facebook, said because you'll hear he takes things up an octave from where Johnny was, and Todd says Todd's like, yeah, it's fire. He's like, and so Todd knows what he's heard. He knows. So here we go. Here is Zene Smith, the legendary singer from Oklahoma, performing at the Greenwood Lounge in Des Moines, Iowa, with Randy Burke and the Prisoners, doing Johnny Cash's Folsom Prison Blues.
That whistle keeps it going on down the San Frank. Zene. Thank you, man. That was great. Appreciate it.
And now we're back after having, he gets to endure getting through that again.
As you can tell, Todd was just being way too kind. But that was a really fun experience. Just kind of jumping in last minute. That's a little out of my element. Everything I do typically is planned out a lot more than that.
Well,
so.
and you didn't play either. You just sang.
They wanted me to play.
Which I mean, with Fight the Fade, you do a lot of singing and not playing. But when you're out doing your solo gigs, you're always playing.
That's true. Yeah. That's true. I am playing a little bit more with Fight the Fade these days, but still, the vast majority of the time I'm just singing. But when Todd and I knew each other, I was playing guitar, and that was before I was just mainly a front man. I didn't know what to do with my hands if I didn't have a guitar. So
that's why the front lead singers do a guitar. So they have something to do with the hands. I get it now. Okay.
I think that's why George Strait has a guitar most of the time.
Well, Johnny Cash he didn't really play a lot of guitar.
That's true.
Especially
Elvis
in the latter,
did the same thing.
Yeah, in the latter part of his career, Johnny would stand there just, and it was the rest of the band playing all the music.
Well, and I didn't know what key they were going to play the song in or anything like that. And they have a chemistry all their own. I didn't want to mess with it more than I had to. So, but it was fun. And taking it up the octave, I don't think there's as big a deal when you're working with the Johnny Cash song because he sings so low.
Way down there.
But I did have a blast. It was great.
Well, and I thought he did a great job. I'm a little biased, of course. But others that were there thought he did a great job as well. In fact, there were several that were like, okay, you going to come back? You going to be back? When do you come back up? In fact, the night before, I had been to Carl's place here in Des Moines, where I had not been for a long time, where they do their Tuesday night jam every night. And there was an individual there last night who is often at the Tuesday night jam, and she was saying, so, hey, talking about Carl's, but hey, we do this jam thing. You should go. You should come to that. It's like, well, he lives in Oklahoma. He's not.
It's a little bit of a commute.
It's not going to be.
Have your people call my people. We'll work something out.
But as great as the video was, there's nothing like getting him in person. Although you're still not. You're seeing him on video, but.
You get me in person.
Yeah, unfortunately, he's staying with me, so I get him in person. But I thought, first of all, I can't have him here in the house and we not do a front porch video. That would just be wrong.
It's true.
But if I'm doing a front porch video, I can't have him on the front porch and not have him do a song right here on the front porch. And so, we just happen to have handy a guitar. What do you know?
Oh, wow, I'm not prepared for this at all.
Careful. You might have to buy a new guitar while you're here.
Maybe. There's a great music store called Up Tempo Music in Des Moines.
Hey, who works at Up Tempo?
You'll find Todd Mason. Well, this song is one of the top streamed songs on our Spotify, and it's slowly creeping up on number one.
Ooh.
But I think it's sitting at somewhere around 3 million streams currently. But this song is called Monster.
And just to clarify again, the lyrics you wrote?
I did not actually for this
on
song.
This one?
This is the only song on that album.
That's why it's doing so well.
That's right. That's exactly right. The lyrics are actually written by a friend of mine named Jordan Graves.
Oh.
Tremendous songwriter, and he's got an album out under the name Graves that is really worth checking out as well. But when he sent us this demo, we listened to it, and I was like, is he sure he doesn't want to put this song out himself? Because I thought it was a great song. Wow. And but it definitely fit our last record we put out called Apophysitis really well. So sit back, turn the volume off.
Oh, I get blinded at that.
And I hope you hate it. People say I've been changing. I don't act the same. My mind's rearranging, but I don't feel a thing. I'm not the kid that I used to be. I've grown into a man. They just don't know the other half of me, what I really am. When I look at myself in the mirror, I can see clearer. I'm nothing but a monster. You can see it in my eyes. It's crawling under my skin, and I don't think I can hide what I am anymore. I'm nothing but a monster. There's a devil on my shoulder, and he's trying to come in. He said, you might think you know me, but you don't know my sins. There's a place where my demons try to hide, and deep down inside of me, for so long I've kept them locked away, but tonight I'm setting them free. Look at myself in the mirror, I can see clearer. I'm nothing but a monster. You can see it in my eyes. It's crawling under my skin, and I don't think I can hide what I am anymore. I'm nothing but a monster. The man in my reflection, and I am not the same. You see him in my likeness, he answers to my name. When I look at myself in the mirror, I can see clearer. I'm nothing but a monster. You can see it in my eyes. It's crawling under my skin, and I don't think I can hide what I am. I don't think I can hide what I am. I'm nothing but a monster.
Whew. Wow. You know, I was gonna say, I that got me all heated up, you know, all warm, but that may be the sun.
I prefer to think it's a bit of both.
Yes, because
Column
that's
A,
so awesome.
column B.
No, but really, seriously, that's it. That yeah, so I was. What is the message of the song?
I mean, the message of that song is kind of about being your own worst enemy.
Mm-hmm.
And I know personally, I'm probably one of my worst critics.
Mm-hmm.
And so thinking worse of yourself than you probably actually are is pretty common for a lot of people, I think.
Yep.
And that's why that song really kind of spoke to me.
Mm-hmm.
Typically, we don't do songs that we don't totally write internally, but this was just such a strong song that we decided to do it anyway.
Well, and I'm not trying to change the meaning of the song because it kind of has a deep kind of, but that first verse especially, when talking about I'm not the boy I used to be and stuff, you know, you're seeing that and I'm like, you know, it's kind of it's probably the way, you know, he feels every time he comes back for a visit, because, you know, anytime family gets together, of course, you know, there's always a recounting of the memories and the stories, but when you're gone for a while, you come back and people still see you as the person you were the last time they saw you.
Yeah. Or even further back.
Or even further back. And so again, you know, I'm sitting here saying, yeah, he's this internationally famous singer, you know, got how many albums has Fight the Fade produced?
7.
And then you've got at least one on your own.
I've got 2.
2 on your own. And so I mean, actually done records, I say records because I'm old, has actually done albums.
We are trying to get vinyl pressed.
Good. Cool. All right.
The last record, so.
But still, so you've had a significant amount of success in the dream role you like, but you come back to Carol and people see it. That's just little Zene Smith, little Zach Smith. There is that you have to deal with. That people don't see you for who you are. They see you for who you were.
That's true.
Which can be good or bad.
But that's something that's always been the case. In fact, even as far back as biblical times, Jesus said, "A prophet's not respected in his own town."
Mm-hmm.
So, and I think
that is true.
That's true in that sense too.
Today, now the acronym, or not acronym, the
Analogy?
the analogy, the phrase, whatever, is because I've run into it as well. Is that an expert has to come from 50 miles away.
Yes. So there's so much truth to that.
Because being in the training profession that I'm in, there's this organization ATD that gets all these training professionals together, and they have a local chapter here in Des Moines, and so it'd be all these really good, smart people there, and then they want to bring in guest speakers from outside the area to come in and talk about stuff that we literally have people right here in Des Moines who are experts on these things.
But you find yourself tuning in more to those people that are from the outside.
Well, it's because the person locally you just see as, that's just Joe, that's just Sam, that's just Paul, that's just whatever.
But you know what? There is something to be said for that as well. Like there is some form of that it's refreshing to be able to, maybe for me, just speaking for myself, to come back to Iowa and not be seen as that is a little bit disarming and comfortable, and it's refreshing to
you can just be you, not celebrity you,
well, right,
or
in your case, not Paul the expert, or Paul the on the job training teacher. And I think that goes probably I assume for a lot of people, if whatever your leadership role, if you're in charge of an organization or a church or a band or whatever, to go somewhere where people don't know you as that primarily is a little
and you have
refreshing.
to carry that responsibility.
There's a lot of weight that comes.
Yeah, it
with
does.
that, so.
Yeah. And he's very poignant too. He's a very, very, very smart fellow. He's very, he's grown up quite a bit.
Let's take it from the top.
But seriously, no, it's been great having you here. I always love having my brother come to town, and it was really fun because I told him last night. Honestly, I would not have even gone out because I have work to do, and it's very easy for me to just be at my desk, be at my computer, turn on some TV that I can see from my desk, and just like live there. And so when he's like, "Hey, I want to go," he was willing to go by himself, but I'm like, that sounds interesting. Let's go do that. And I'm glad I did. It was a good time.
And I wouldn't had I not seen that Todd was playing. So it's just it was a nice special moment.
Yep. That was a lot of fun. And now we've taken up almost half an hour, probably close. I don't know. But if you made it this far, good on you.
Click like and subscribe. Smash that bell.
That does remind me. How do they find Fight the Fade songs?
Well, Fight the Fade music's wherever you find digital music. I mean, whether it be Apple Music or Pandora or Spotify. Spotify's been really good to us. They put us on several curated playlists as well.
Cool.
You can go to fightthefade.com and find us there. We're on YouTube. You can find my solo stuff and like my acoustic gig dates and all that at zenesmith.com. So there's lots of avenues to go down.
Zenesmith.com.
Yeah, or fightthefade.com. But Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all that stuff too. So.
All right. So if you want to learn more about him, about the band, you want to hear their music, you want to just listen to the music, you want to download, buy the music, then...
Or if you want to book us for your next event.
Yeah.
Or myself.
Obviously, he's willing to come up to Iowa.
That's true. That's true.
But even if you're not in Iowa, if you're like, what?
Florida.
Scotland, you want to... you haven't been to Scotland yet, have you?
Not yet.
No.
The UK. Ireland would be cool.
Yeah. Of course, I'll have to be your roadie for those.
Obviously.
But anyway, thank you for being here. I almost said thank you, Zach, for being here.
Thank you for hosting me.
Thank you, Zene, for being here. It's been a fun time, and thank you for sharing your talents last night and again here today. All right, so with that, I'm going to let you go before we completely get baked. We're already half baked out here in the front porch. This sun is really getting intense.
I'm okay. I'm
I'm not. It's like the back half of my head is going to be sunburned, and
maybe it's that Oklahoma heat that I'm used to.
Must be. Yeah. You've adapted. All right. I will see you all next time from my front porch.